It's challenging being a healthcare professional and trying to communicate with others in different disciplines. Take, for instance, a chiropractor. They're going to be talking from a nerve interference, subluxation, spinal alignment fashion. You take a medical doctor, he's going to be talking with a disease state mentality. With an acupuncturist, you're going to be talking about meridian points. If you're in Ayurvedic medicine, it's chakras. And so it becomes very difficult to communicate where the client is between the practitioners. And it becomes even more challenging for the client itself to know where they lie and where they need to get to. Therefore, we've got different stages of chronic disease potential. A stage helps organize health inputs into 4 quadrants. The goal is to progress a client into the ideal stage from increasing stages of physiologic stress. We use a color scheme to easily differentiate between the stages for the reporting. Staging allows us to convey complex wellness data into a construct for evaluation and classification, and we can use it to demonstrate priority and urgency. Many different things can be staged, including daily behaviors, survey results, dietary history, in-office measurements, physical capacity, and lab results. Chad, why don't you take us through what ideal stage is?
Thanks, Pete. First off, a lot of your clients are not interested in taking in mere metrics. I can't count the individuals that we see in clinic that have good or bad laboratory ranges, and it doesn't alter their behavior at all. People need to understand how their data relates to their current capacity. That way, they can be empowered to change the data which reflects capacity. So to that point, the stage is a summary of that data as it relates to their capacity. So you take an ideal stage individual, they're going to have optimal laboratory findings. They're going to look good. They're going to feel good. They're going to be able to recover from stress, manage their affairs, try new experiences, and be able to recover from those experiences all within a day or two.
For stage 1, the longevity, vitality, and aesthetics are average. Fitness programming is framed around improving endurance or strength. Lab values are being expressed in a normal range for their age. The endocrine glands are now communicating suboptimally, and the ability to recover from stressful events will now require multiple days.
One key point to note with stage 1 is that the individual has typical laboratory ranges and they're not expressing any type of overt disease process. In stage 2, we would consider these individuals compromised. Lab values are being expressed out of an ideal range, and endocrine organ communication is going to be dysregulated. The ability to recover and engage in multiple events is going to be extremely difficult, and it may often take up to a week or more to have them get back to their current lifestyle obligations.
Finally, stage 3, longevity is reduced, vitality is unpredictable, and aesthetics are very poor. Fitness programming is now framed around rehab or injury management. The lab values are being expressed in high-risk ranges. Endocrine organ communication is impeded, and the ability to recover from stressful events is now severely compromised and leads to isolation and reduced social interaction.
A thing to note with stage 3 individuals that you're going to see, that they tend to live through their disease state. They're going to say, I have to do this because of my disease. I have to stop and take my medication. I can't be gone that long. I have this schedule of practitioner engagement. And so as you deal with stage 3 people, there's a large burden of improvement around this psychology of dealing with their disease state social network. And so just look for that in clinic as you are going to be faced with that.
Here's a question for you, Chad. Who spends more time on their health? People in the ideal range or people in stage 3?
Pete, that's a great question. A lot of people think living healthy creates a huge burden, but I will put this up for thought. And that is the individual who spends a half hour on exercise or cooks their food instead of ordering a takeout. What is the difference in lifestyle? You look at somebody who's stage 3, they have to manage their disease. They spend time at the pharmacy every month to refill their medication. They have to take the medication at a certain time each day. And so, as I look at the misnomer of health management, it's the people with the greatest disease that have the greatest impact on the day-to-day lifestyle interactions.